Alright, so this is a video I've been wanting to make for a while. The Altered Stang's top 5 fox body mod list. So I've had fox body Mustangs since I was 15 years old. Now 48. Got a lot of experience with these cars. I bought and sold more than the average person. And that leads me to my number 1 fox body mod, something that should be at the top of everybody's list. Frame connectors. So on your fox body Mustang, you've got a set of front frame rails and a set of rear frame rails. In between, nothing but floor pan. So when you tie these frame rails together, it stiffens the chassis up and it's something you can actually feel. So this is a must for every car, not just T-tops and convertibles, hard tops too, even the coupes. I had an 87 T-top car back in the day and I was going to the track with it. I was waiting to get in the gates. I had my hands up on top of the T-roof where it meets the roof, and as I let the clutch out, I could actually feel it flex. After that track day, I went and had subframe connectors installed right away. So you may say, Steve, I'm not going to the track. My fox body Mustang stock, I just cruise around in it. Well, hold on. So right here in the pillar, guys, I've seen some very nice stock fox body Mustangs develop a crack in that pillar right there. Subframe connectors are going to help stop this. One other thing, right back here there's a seam where the roof meets the quarter panel. Sometimes if you look at it, you can see a waviness to it, and some cars are worse than others. So I've talked to many enthusiasts over the years about that. I don't know whether it's just bodywork from the factory, but some people think that that can be stopped by having subframe connectors. While I'm not 100% sure on this, it sure can't hurt. So number 2 on my list only applies to standard cars, most of my fox bodies being standard. Something that needs to be addressed. The stock T5 has always been a pretty good tranny for me. So when I got my first fox body 5-liter V8 car, I went out and did some spirited driving with it. And I overextended the shifter and bent the shift forks. That resulted in me destroying that transmission. So the first thing I did after getting my car fixed was to put an aftermarket shifter in. Now my go-to has always been a Pro 5.0, but it doesn't really matter as long as it's got those adjustable stops to prevent you from bending the shift forks. Now will this bulletproof your T5? No, not by a long shot. If you're still missing gears and crunching gears, you're going to destroy it in the end. But this will help you from overextending those shift forks and bending them. So I've driven many cars with many aftermarket shifters. I can't say I've tried them all. The ones I've tried all seem pretty good, but my go-to has always been the Pro 5.0. So the number 3 on my list is visual, and that's wheels. Wheels will make the biggest difference in your fox body Mustang. They will take it from lame, i.e. 4-cylinder wheels, to aggressive, just by bolting them on. So you don't have to go out and buy a set of BBS arcades like what's on the Silver Bullet here, because I know these guys can be quite expensive and hard to find. But there are many aftermarket options out there that are reasonably priced, and I'm sure you'll find a set that you love. Number 4 on my list is stance. These cars from the factory look like a 4x4. They look like they're ready for an unassumed road. I know there's not that many stock fox body Mustangs out there, but if you have one, then this certainly applies. And you probably noticed it. So on the old Silver Bullet here, this is simply a set of stock springs with one coil cut. I do this to all my cars. They seem to ride pretty good that way, and they work really well at the track. Plus, it's free. If you don't like the idea of running cut springs, you can go with an aftermarket lowering spring. However, if you're running at the track, aftermarket lowering springs may not be the best thing to use. I've never had any luck personally with them. On one car that I had with aftermarket lowering springs, I was having trouble getting it to hook, and over the winter, I took the lowering springs out and put in a set of stock springs. I went back to the track with no other changes and dropped a ton of VT. So now that we've got the wheels and tires and stance figured out, and you've got that look you've been wanting, last thing on my list, number 5, is exhaust. The fox body Mustang is known by reputation as having a great sound, and over the years people have made it sound even better with the addition of, say, Flowmaster and Mac mufflers. While there are a variety of options to choose from, if you want to have that old school sound that everybody recognizes, you stick with the Mac or the Flowmaster. Now I believe Mac is out of business, even though that is my favorite catback to use. But if you want that old school sound, pick up a Flowmaster catback and you'll have it. So the 5 items on this list will stiffen up your fox body, help you from destroying your trans, give you the look you want, and make it sound mean. So if you happen to like my top 5 fox body mod list, please subscribe and give me a like. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.